I'd like to talk about other databases for a moment, if I might. There's a link here to databases under Quick Links. And this gives you access to the library's master list of databases. Now, what is a database? A database is nothing more than a collection of articles that hang together along a certain theme. You have databases that are subject-specific. Somebody give me their major. Come on, give me your major. Business management. If you are in business management, then you'll probably want to look at one of our business databases. What was it called? It was Business Source Complete. That's subject specific in your area. Some of them are more general. For example, Academic Search Premier, right here, is designed for articles that are academic and scholarly. And there are a few other ones. It's important to note, though, that the difference between OneSearch and these databases are these databases have a theme. OneSearch does not. OneSearch searches the databases, grabs articles from them, and brings them to you. Whereas these databases offer you a smaller number of articles. They offer you some articles that OneSearch can't locate. Remember that additional 20%. And they will also often present the articles to you in a different way. And since they're often subject-specific, or specific to an academic area of inquiry, like Academic Search Premier, you'll often get fewer results, and you'll often get more relevant results. So let me go into Academic Search Premier here. Using the database page is primarily if you know the name of the database that you want to go into. You can browse the page if you want, but I'll show you a slightly easier way to do it in just a moment. Let's click into Academic Search Premier, which is, it used to be number 1, but thanks to abstracts and anthropology, it's been kicked to number 2. Okay, so we'll enter the same search that we decided upon a moment ago. Okay, genetically modified food pops up already, and we'll add labeling. Okay. Now, to begin with, you'll notice that this has a very similar interface to what we looked at, to what we just saw within OneSearch. You've still got the same 3-column layout. You've still got the folder, the same search limiters. This is because the same vendor that provides us with OneSearch provides us with Academic Search Premier. You shouldn't confuse the two because this one has a very ugly blue and green color scheme, whereas OneSearch is in the glorious University of Mississippi colors. But it's important because not only do they work in essentially the same way, but if you have created an account, like I said a moment ago, they will share folders. So if you ever come across a database that has this EBSCOhost branding, and there are a few others like Business Source Complete and Literary Reference Center that have the same branding with a slightly different color scheme, you'll be able to share your folder between them. And also notice that the number of results, even with this super generic search, is far lower than it was in OneSearch, only about 500 results. And that we have a lot of stuff coming up that seems highly relevant. It also will pull out the images to show them to us. Is that? Yes, that is a bunch of people with Frankenstein, Tony the Tiger, genetically modified Frosted Flakes. That is beautiful. I'm glad that we were able to share that moment together. Just like with OneSearch, you have the ability to click in. You have the ability to look at subject terms, read an abstract, and do the HTML full text PDF. Occasionally, you'll have a choice between a PDF and HTML. You've seen what a PDF looks like. This is what HTML looks like. As you can see, it doesn't have any pictures, it doesn't have any page numbers, it doesn't have any of the gewgaws or doodads that you see elsewhere. So generally speaking, it's better to use the PDF if you have the choice. The only difference is that the HTML does allow you to have the computer read the article to you. You have your choice of 3 accents, so if you want, you can have Hugh Jackman read you this article in his Australian accent. Eventually. It doesn't seem to be showing up on the. It doesn't seem to be showing up on the speaker.
Menu and select
There we go.
Accessibility Setup Assistant option, then select Use Recommend Settings and skip Setup.
Yeah. Also, you can download that in the form of an MP3 if you want to listen to the article on the go. Unfortunately, you do not have the option to select a female voice. So let me see if I can find it. Okay. Occasionally in the databases, and far more often in OneSearch, especially if you're searching with full text turned off, you will, instead of full text, see a red pill here that says find it. Okay? And you'll be seeing this a lot more often than you used to because of the way the new system works. But if you take the red pill, if you go down the rabbit hole, you'll come to this screen here. Okay. Now this is important because in the old system, you would only see that red pill when there was a strong chance that we did not have your article and that you wouldn't be able to find it. But you'll notice here that it provides you with 2 access options to find this article. Even that will lead you to other databases. For instance, you can click on this to find it in Lexis, and you can click this to find it in Hein Online, which is only available to on-campus users, unfortunately. It's a Lexis title, so it may not go through properly, but let me see if this will actually do it for me. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay.
So that was how we worked it out. That seems better.
Okay, wonderful. This brought it up. So you see we've got our full text right here. It's a different database. It's a different interface, but you can still print, email, save, and send. Let me see if I can find one that won't be quite as friendly for us. Nope. Come on. I swear, this it only misbehaves when I don't want it to misbehave. All right, well, I'll just use this as an example. If you come to this page and the first link that you see is this search for more info in Google Scholar, and you don't have this full text link, then you've actually stumbled across an article that we do not have full text access to, and we'll have to request through interlibrary loan. That's fine. You can do that. It's just that it will take a little bit of additional effort on your part and an extra 2 to 3 days for the material to arrive. For the purposes of the assignments that you guys are doing, I would say that your time frame is probably a little bit too compressed to take advantage of interlibrary loan. But if you would like to, or if you ever are not sure about what that page is telling you or how to follow through on it, do contact a librarian. Those are some of the most common questions that we get. Okay. So, any questions about this? Going into the database allows you to access that additional 20% of articles that OneSearch won't find. It allows you to search a smaller and more focused group of articles to find more relevant results. And you'll often, even in OneSearch and some of these other databases, have to deal with that red pill.